This short tutorial will demonstrate how to create while loops in Python. First thing I'm going to do is to set up a loop control variable. So I'm going to create a loop control variable as a Boolean that is true. Okay, so I'm going to do this here, and what I'll do is I'll just call this bol my loop control, and I'll set that equal to true in Python. Pretty simple. I'll fix my little typo here, make the editor happy. And then I'll just use the while statement, and I'm just going to test this variable. So if I say while true, basically, that's what my variable currently is, and we're going to put a colon at the end. And then while this is true, print this statement. So essentially, underneath my while, if I indent code like print, what I'll do here is this loop never ends. So if I ran this, we're going to see this prints over and over and over again. Watch. This loop never ends. I'm in an endless loop. We want to be very careful with that when we work with loops in any programming languages. So we're going to stop this. And the reason why this continued to run forever is nothing was turning my loop control to false. So if we were to take that variable and make it false now in Python, which is just done like that, this loop will only run once. This loop runs one time. Okay, so let's do that. Let's run it now. And it ran just once like we expected. Well, let's try another variable as a counter. So we're going to do integer variable to count times through the loop. Okay, so let's say int my loop count. And we'll set that equal to 0 right now. All right, so it's 0. What we're going to do each time we go through this loop, we're going to add 1 to it. And what we can do is do integer my loop count, and we can do equals my loop count plus 1. We'll do it the long way for this example so you can see it. So what we're going to do is we're going to add here, add 1 to my variable each time through the loop. And then if you remember from our previous tutorial, we did we could do an if statement. So if we do an if, my loop count here equals 10, okay, what we're going to do is we're going to exit this loop. So if we're going to exit this loop here, what we're going to do is we're going to say my control variable false. We're going to make that false right there. Okay, so we're going to use that if statement, and we're going to end up making that 10. But right there, we want to be careful. We want to make it two equal signs, okay? And then here, we want my loop control to become false, and that is what's going to happen to exit through. So this loop runs 10 times is what we want it to do. So let's just have it run 10 times now. So let's see what happens. Run. And let's count the output. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So we've executed my loop 10 times in this manner. So we used our loop control variable, started it as true, we turned it false once we hit our test condition. Okay, so we added 1 through our loop counter each time through. That's how we work with while loops. I hope you found this helpful, and I hope you subscribe. If you have questions, please put them below. Thanks.